Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet continued the recent tradition of the supposed evil team, the one we keep fighting, not really being evil or the villains at all. While I enjoyed the story they provided to Team Star, I can't say that my needs for evil were satisfied, and that's why I think we haven't seen everything yet. Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer, and who's the real evil mastermind in Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet? Let's get into it. Most of you weren't around at the time, but I used to make a series about ranking the evil teams in the Pokémon world against each other and was kind of hoping to do the same in Gen 9, but I feel like I can't do it with Team Star. They are a completely different breed, even from Team Skull and Team Yell, and so it got me thinking. This game is 100% going to have DLC, and it will continue the Area Zero story most likely, so who could those final villains truly be? I don't count AI Sada and AI Turo as real villains, so here are 5 ideas for it. The first one is actually the disc Pokemon itself, the one mentioned in the Scarlet and Violet books. Instead of an actual villain team or individual that has a specific goal, we could have a situation where the actual powers of that Pokemon are simply causing harm to the Paldea region. Just like Eternatus before in Pokemon Sword and Shield, even if Rose hadn't decided to go all maniac on us, just it waking up would cause an absolute catastrophe because it would still try to absorb all the Dynamax energy, just like it had done 3000 years before. If my speculation is correct and that this Pokemon can truly bend reality at will, if it is or was somehow awakened, who knows what things it can do to the region and its people. I wouldn't be surprised if the game ends on a huge final battle like the one we had against Eternamax Eternatus. Next, I'm going with Clavel. I have to be honest here, I am not completely sold on this one myself, since Clavel did help us along the way and truly seemed to care about the academy and its students, but we know about the rumor of him working in Area Zero with Professor Sada or Turo for a while. He never mentioned it to us, it is only hinted by Professor Ryfort, and the game kind of shows us a few glimpses of him thinking about it or whispering to himself. I have no doubt that the final part of this game will be related to Area Zero, as I said, and thus any character that is related to that place is a suspect. The power to bend reality is without a doubt one that can easily attract many people, and maybe Clavel, while not a true villain, might be the one to awaken the disc Pokemon if it wasn't already. Also, don't you think that Clavel and Heath kind of look similar? You know, in the way that Hisuian ancestors look similar to their modern relatives? It could have a bit more than just academic interest in that place. I'll be grouping these next two together since they are pretty much the same in a way, but not really the same. I'll just get this part out of the way first. I don't think the professors are dead. I believe we will see a reunion between them, yes, both of them, and Arven. And we also know that shortly after Arven was born, a man in Sada's case and a woman in Turo's case left the lab. It's fair to assume that these two were other versions of Turo and Sada. But what if they actually weren't? Another version, that is, I do believe them to be Turo and Sada. But what if the disc Pokemon that brings obsessions and wishes to life manifested both of Turo's wish of a world where future Pokemon were found and Sada's wish of a world where ancient Pokemon were found? What if they are the villains of the opposing game because of that? Sada and Turo, Arven's parents, were so obsessed with their own vision of paradise that reality was split in half. I'm still trying to understand exactly what these symbols mean, but one of my theories is that these triangles are different realities, and they intercept in Area Zero, where everything is strange and messed up. And while this plate was found over 200 years ago being mentioned in the Scarlet and Violet books, it could be a glimpse at what that Pokemon can truly do. So, the villain in Scarlet could be a maniac Turo trying to undermine the ancient paradise, and the villain of Violet could be a maniac Sada that wants to undermine the future paradise. And lastly, we have Geeta. So there's a lot to be said about her. While she has a prevalent role in the story, she will most likely not be the most memorable champion. Her team isn't really that powerful, it's simply not. But she's always said to be the top champion, everyone sings her praises, La Primera we read multiple times. Despite this, she is a pretty strict person that kind of makes the gym leaders, you know, not really like her. I mean, look at our boy Larry, completely overworked. But that's not what's important. What's important is her mysterious connection to Area Zero. I'd say mysterious because we don't know what it is, but we know it exists. Glimora or Ace can only be found in the Great Crater of Paldea. Not just anywhere in the Great Crater, no, but down at the bottom. So we have a top champion that isn't really that strong. I mean, even Diantha had Mega Gardevoir, And that holds a Pokemon right from the bottom of a place that might contain a Pokemon capable of bending reality to the point where an AI version of a professor can be born. What if Geeta is the one that ascended to the top purely by changing reality? The one with the most to lose in case the disc Pokemon is stopped. There's also this weird phrase that she says in the Ace tournament where she talks about her ideal world. Maybe she actually made that world herself. And that is all I have for you today, but remember, this is all speculation and reality bending is not confirmed to be part of the games. I'm just following my instinct here. But what about you? Do you think there's a villain left to be revealed? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.